a lot of times it takes me a long time to get out of the house because I'm checking the showers and checking the ovens.
You're talking about rituals, checking things
Yeah.
that aren't logical.
Yeah. I mean, now it makes sense. My fiance cooks a lot, so she'll turn on the oven and the stove. For 17 years before I met her, I lived in the house where I basically probably used the oven twice. I would use the stove to make some omelets every once in a while, but even that was like, I would go out to eat a bunch. So I would, like maybe say for a month, I didn't use that stove or the oven at all. Every time I left the house, I would be checking that stove to make sure that it was off.
Yeah, I do that.
And yeah, and it's just the thing.
It's exhausting.
So I bet that there's a way that I could. I started reading a book about that, and it's so weird. I do it in a pattern too. It's like making sure, and then I'll walk away and I'll go like, did I just imagine that I checked it?
I know.
Or did I not? And so I'll go back and check it again. It's fucking dumb, but
Has COVID made this worse for you?
No, I find that sometimes, I'm sure that it's reflected in other ways with COVID, but it's sometimes it seems like other variables that are thrown into it might lessen the effects of some things. It's like my brain focuses its problematic stuff in another area. So it's not like my OCD's gotten better. It's just like, it goes into other things. So yes, the OCD is strong about washing hands, making sure I'm less likely to get COVID because of the way I am.
Yeah.
Which is good, but also I'm fucking a crazy person.
I know.
So like,
it's so hard, huh?
I don't have it as bad as some people. Okay. Like mine is a playful version of OCD, if that makes sense.
Do you ever have to turn stuff off or touch stuff so many times you're just like, fucking, then give me COVID?
Olivia, my fiance, if we're when it gets really bad is when I'm, like, say I went to work in New Zealand and I might be going back there. When I leave my place for New Zealand and it's the last check, it takes me forever. So I have to bring her around and go, just go through my checklist with me. And so I go, and I'll go through, I'll do my, and then for me, that should be enough.
Do you feel that you need to apologize for doing that? Do you feel that some people might be offended by that thing you just did?
No, it's the way I am. She's
the noises.
She has to watch. Oh yes, I don't do that. I don't do the noises. Sometimes I do, but anyway, I do that and I go, it's off, right? She'll go, yes, and then we can leave and go to the next area of the house. It's
How does it make you feel to be in a relationship with somebody? Either way, I am in a relationship with this type of person now, who accepts these things of yours and helps you with them, walking around with you. Is there a sense of, have you been in a relationship with somebody who didn't understand it or accept it as freely as that?
I don't remember anybody like shitting on me for the stuff. I think.
Bring the mic closer to you.
I think it's. I think no. I mean, certainly she's awesome and like, as well as being patient with that stuff, she's a million other things which are just happens to be the right thing. It's great.
Will, that compulsion that you have of needing to complete it and or get it right and or not tell a lie or whatever the version is, I have a little trick for you that might be, it's about accepting the thing as being done. It's like, what does that mean? Like, you need the stove to be off. If you could accept that the stove is off, it wouldn't be a problem, but it takes you 2, 4, 10 times to accept it. So for me, to accept, like, making these rules for myself of knowing I've gone through this pattern enough and realized the satisfaction I get by remembering the name of the restaurant, or was it Tuesday or Monday, isn't important enough to where I could just go, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm explaining something, soliciting, and don't need to, but
Yeah.
this is my little trick.
No. I think that's great, and that actually, I did the one time I did read a book about OCD, which oddly enough I did not complete the book.
Right. I was gonna say,
Which sounds
I'd have to read it 2 or 3 times.
Crazy that I need a completion thing, and maybe it worked so well on me because I didn't complete it, and but yeah, it basically was saying that in order for you, like, there's the only way to. I'm paraphrasing because it was like 10 years ago that I read it, and the stuff that I did read was basically saying you have to be okay with the concept that something you do could kill somebody. like basically,
Yeah.
because basically your head is thinking forward to the worst case scenario of everything.
Of the butterfly effect before it happens.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't think that my stuff is. I'm not as nervous that my stuff is going to kill somebody. Mine's a weird thing about property. Like, I don't want to. If it's, I'm especially OCD about other people's stuff. Even a hotel, I'm kind of nervous about. I want to make sure that I don't leave a sink on, because what my nightmare would be having to leave a house when the water company has turned off the water. So I know that there's no way for me to check that
The sink is on.
the sink is on or off.
What an amazing, if you, for some perspective, what an amazing thing for that to be your nightmare. Like, everybody has tweets, and you could pin the one tweet that defines what your account is or the thing that you're promoting or whatever. And if your pinned nightmare was that the water might be left on, it's actually a blissful world of lack of other worries.
Oh shit! I don't want to.
Try not to say that again on the. It's okay to say it once.
I don't want to. I don't want to get eaten by a shark. I don't want to plane crash, suffocate, get burned alive. Like, it's my nightmare would be to leave my house with the oven on and the shower going, get onto a plane where we go up, somebody somehow on the plane skis across my face.
Why would there be skis?
I don't know. And then right as it ends and there's this slice up my face from ski tracks, because that's something I think about, is because we're from a skiing family, and I think all the time about what would happen if you're ahead of people in deep powder and you fall and somebody skis across your face. So I get up in a plane, somehow the seatbelt sign has gone off, and somebody just takes out some skis that happen to be up there and skis across my face. Then the plane crashes into shark-infested waters. The plane crash part of it